Hey guys, today is a special video. I'm going to be releasing the footage that I took back in 2007 at the first Power Morphicon. Now this is the first panel after the opening ceremony that I remember anyway. So you're going to have a lot of stuff with Austin St. John, Johnny Young Bosch, Skull, Tony Oliver and stuff like that, and this is going to be awesome. So without further ado, I'm going to let it roll and I shall see you guys after the clip.
What?
Everything's good!
Yes! Thank you, Mom. Moving down the street? Moving down the street, is that good? My parents aren't proud of that. It's a bad day for me. Moving on the street, no, I'm just kidding, that never happened. Please do not put that on YouTube. Where's your
Great, how are you?
family happy about?
Yeah, I mean, my family's ecstatic, you know. They were finally able to buy plane tickets away from me. And, well, I mean, let's face it, you know, the kid's 18 years old. It's like, oh, yeah, your mom. Like, you know, why don't you become a lion tamer? That's a little more stable. You know, so when you finally get a job, you're like, no, I'm really working, Mom. You know, they're like, I mean, come on, really. So yeah, they're very happy that, you know, for to have kids that actually decide to act and actually make a living at it for a while, you know. So. Wait a minute, you already had one, no seconds. Okay.
Alright, Johnny, is it true you're the voice actor for the main character in Devil May Cry 4? Yes.
Yes. I'm Nero. Give me power. More power. Something like that.
You're really good at the game.
And it's fun though. And the game, I mean, I think comes out in December. And that was sort of, I got to go to Japan and do all the motion capture stuff. I didn't get to kill anybody. Nobody for real. But I was disappointed. I thought in Japan they would have giant, you know, dinosaurs and transforming robots and things. None of that, though. None of that. No Voltron. No.
It's Voltron. All right, I didn't see anything from Voltron.
All 100% original.
They're all tigers.
There's a hand right there, disembodied.
Go bear in a red shirt.
This is how you guys are on CO and Turtle and the late night morphin. What was it like working with Cat?
What was it like working at Cat?
Is there a
Talking
cat?
about Cat.
Catherine? We were just trying to figure out where she was.
Yeah. We were just talking
Where is she now?
Where is she? Where is she now? I don't know.
We don't know.
Cat she's a wonderful person.
She's really cool.
She's about the sweetest person you could ever hope to meet. She really was. And she's an extremely talented actress. Pauline, I did Hamlet with her a few years ago. She played Ophelia. And she was probably one of the better Ophelias I've seen. She's just phenomenal. You know, great person all around.
It was the accent, I think.
And it was the accent too, right?
English accent, Australian accent.
All right, we'll be back.
It gave the show a type of class we didn't have before, you know.
Definitely. Let's move up.
Yes, right there.
Question for Steve C. Do your students know that you're a former Power Ranger? And if they do, how do they respond to that?
Yeah, they know. At first they're excited, but then as they just get to know me, they just oh, it's just Steve. Just a random dude. You know, so at the beginning, yeah, they're excited about it when I start the program with them, and then you know, after a couple of weeks, they're like, whatever. They're just like Mr. Steve. That's all they call me. So.
This question's for Johnny. I'm from Dallas. I just want to know, how close to Dallas did you live from? I know you were from Charlotte.
Yeah. But it's not close. That was it.
Garland's somewhat of a large city. So. I just mean, how close? What area?
I don't know. Garland area, Garland. Yeah.
North, south, east, west?
You know where Garland High School is?
Oh, yeah.
It's in Garland.
It's in Garland. And that's where I live. I think I was more central Garland. Okay, I don't really know, but I'm going to say that. Central Garland.
Not South Central.
Not South Central. Southwest.
Thought I saw some wearing some
It was
photos.
rough. Rough.
Alright guys, a good question for all five of you. If you guys could be a different superhero like Flash, Superman, Batman, who would you be?
Yeah.
Superman, Superman is my favorite. I used to dress up like Superman as a kid. I had a full-on outfit. I had this blue sweatsuit, and I had the red, yellow underoos. I pulled the underoos over the
He
sweatsuit.
still wears.
I do. That's a lot better. No, but, I put the underoos over the sweatsuit, and then I had this towel that I sewed an S on the back, and then I sewed the towel to the back of the sweater. And then my sister had these big red socks, so I put my tennis shoes on and pulled the socks over it. That way I had real boots, you know? And then I put a bunch of Vaseline in my hair, a little curl there, and I used to like jump off the garage and bunch of these big mattresses until my head just have in my backyard. It was awesome. Superman, that's my favorite.
He wore that on the third episode of ZO again.
Look for it in the deleted scene.
And his girlfriend was telling us the other day that she tries to get him to not wear it.
About the rest of you.
Hey, good question.
It is a good question. I would say Superman, but he already said it. So, no, it's not cool. Okay, Batman.
Yeah!
Why do you say Batman?
Because
What's about Batman that made you choose Batman?
he's a man, and he's got bad.
You have
Oh yeah, he is another guy that wore black. So,
Why you gotta be a black man, man? Yeah, what's up with that? I mean,
that's, I'm from Central Garden.
you boy! I don't know who I would be. I think kind of like Spider-Man, you know? He's definitely my colors. Oh, jeez. I don't know. That depends on how many pairs I have. Probably the red suit, but I like the whole nobody knows who he is. You know, keeps it low key. You gotta stay all do that, really. And the spider-web thing. I mean, that's hot. I like that. And you have to kiss a really hot chick in the movie. So, you know, that's always a beautiful thing. They never let me have a girlfriend on the show. I don't know why that is. I'm too ugly. Yeah. Oh, all right. Well, now that I've got some girlfriends, yeah. Right? But yeah, probably Spidey. He's cool. I like him.
Right here, Jason. Sweet. Who's your superhero?
Like Bolt too.
Tell them go.
I don't think the answer in a tasteful manner. I would want to be the Red Ranger, the real one, not the imitation, cheap ripoff. Like, McDonald's.
That's a low blow, man.
Ouch. I'm gonna be Batman, dude. Come on.
Batman rules!
Yes, see, this person over here that I can't even see.
That was me!
I want to be Matthew the Green Ranger over there from London, man. From England. Say hi to Matthew, everybody. He's a good guy. Get the rest of this crew. I don't know them, but hey.
Are there any English superheroes?
Captain
What about the Avengers, right?
Hey, it's a mobile boy.
I guess technically.
Oh, Tom, you didn't answer.
Oh, me? Spearman. I don't know, I actually was almost partial Aquaman, I don't know. I like scuba diving, so.
I'm not sitting next to him anymore.
Whenever time you left the show, how did it feel when you guys left?
That's a
We can talk about that.
That's a really good question. I'll let them say.
Well, they need to wear ankle bracelets, first of all.
Yeah, the homing weekends, it's kind of like house arrest. It's kind of shady. I don't know what's going to happen. I guess when I left the show, I left with Walter Jones, who trained Black and Yellow Ranger. And there was a lot going on in the press, and the show was absolutely ginormous. That's an official word, you can quote me. And how to spell it is up to you. It was a crazy time. I was kind of looking at doing some other things, and it was time for me to move on. I come from a Marine father, retired police mom, all family service, public service, And that's kind of where my heart lies, which is why I do fire and rescue now. And it's a little different. I was telling the guys, yesterday I was on duty 24 hours, or the day before, I came out here and ran a heart attack, full code at a fire station. And today I'm back here in front of cameras and fans, and how's it feel? It feels different. It felt really different then. 2 different lives, but it's really cool. You guys, each of those places have a really deep spot in my heart, and I love them both. You guys and what I do now. So it's cool.
I guess I'll go. I mean, I was there for forever. And sweep up after the, well, I'll see you later. I'll see you up here. All right, see you. You got your teeth? You got your teeth? So I was there for a good 6 years, man. Picture now, 6 years ago, and think of all the water under the bridge, and all the people that came into your life and left your life. And those people were other people that are here, And I had known I was going to leave for some time coming, so it was kind of like watching, not a train wreck about to happen, but it became very sad towards the end. And especially when I had to make this decision, because I left to go to college, I made that decision. And Paul Schreier, who was my tutor, I think, he was my tutor, pretty much, so I knew Paulie would have to be flying without me, so to speak, and that was really tough. But Paulie said, look, dude, you want to go to college, you want to better yourself, go do it. And I'll send your money like I'm your mom. And he did, actually, for a few years. Every time I'd be in town, I'd be at Paulie's house, like he was my mother, eating his food. And he'd send me some money every once in a while. I love you, Mom. So that was really sad to leave Power Rangers and home at the same time. Next.
Well, for me, when I left, I was wanting to run my karate school. I had karate school, USA Martial Arts, here in LA for a long time. So that's why I did that. But as I'm back here and seeing everybody again, it's like, man, I kind of wish I would have stayed on, finished Turbo. That would have been cool. Stuff like that. So sorry about that, guys, everyone. In hindsight, I wish I would have stuck on longer. But at the time, I felt like I wanted to run my school. It was tough to do both at the same time. So I made my decision, and I don't regret it. But at the same time, I kind of wish that maybe I had stayed on.
The thing is there some some negative things about leaving the show, politics and that kind of stuff, and I don't really like to talk about that stuff too much. I know that it was scary for me because it was like, hey, there's nothing guaranteed. I heard all these promises like, oh, we got these things going for you. We're gonna do this show, and then once you leave the show, then it's like, who are you? And so there's a lot of that kind of happened. So it was scary, It's exciting because it's like, hey, it's like a new adventure, but then at the same time, it's like, man, I don't know what's out there, really, I mean, before Power Rangers, I was at Taco Bell and Subway, So it was a whole different thing for me, I was fresh off the boat, and it's just, it was just very different, and scary. But I feel good with what I did, and I think leaving and having to go through a lot of crap kind of like made me stronger, made me better, And Narvi and I hung out for quite a while until he freaking took off.
Sorry, Joey, I gotta go.
Yeah. No, but I totally respect what he had. He's got some shit. Yeah. But yeah, it was scary. But I think I'm sure we all are happy with what we did. Power Rangers was a good moment, I think, for a good time for all of us, really. Right, yeah.
It was truly on top of the world, man.
My perspective's a little different than that. Since I was a development guy, I was with the show for a year and a half, 2 years before it ever premiered. So I left at the end of the 3rd season, so I was actually with the show 5 years. And I had pretty much done what I could do, and as you mentioned, the politics, and there was other, when a show becomes a big hit, suddenly it's not easy to make anymore, because everybody wants to have a piece of it, and it becomes very politically charged, and it becomes less fun. So I left to start a movie division within Saban, and we did one movie, and that was it. So it was a little, I kind of never felt like I left, even though I did, because I was still working in the same place, but then suddenly it was gone. And, it wasn't sad, I was ready to go and do other things. So, yes.
Are any of you guys married?
No, I can't find a woman crazy enough for that.
We've all looked. Yeah, if you want to see a crazy woman, just look back there and look at the beautiful brunette chick that looks like Audrey Hepburn. That's a person that's galloping insane because she let me slip one of these puppies on her.
When my wife is over there, I don't have my ring on because I was shooting last night.
Sure.
I was. Night shoot. You could ask her. I was shooting. I was filming last night.
Like, where?
Shooting tequila last night.
And I have a wife and 2 children, and I have a grandson who's going to come to his first Power Ranger thing here tomorrow.
That's cool.
Made me feel old too. 'Cause when I met them, they were like knee-high with grasshopper, and now they're old enough to
Yeah, they both grew up visiting the set.
Wow, I'm getting here.
My son was actually a putty patroller in one episode. The one where we go back in time. Thank you. I forgot the names. I only remember the numbers because I went by episode numbers. That was episodes 103, 4, and 5. That's
Right, there's supposed to also be a 6 in there.
Yeah.
It rained.
It rained. Yeah, we were supposed to shoot another episode in that series, but and we were just going to shoot out on a boat, but it rained, so we had to cancel it. So that's why we only 3 episodes. And
Shoot
then,
these up himself. Let me ask you a question. Go ahead.
Actually, from an ex-ranger, this is probably a really bad time. But 2 questions. One, can I start some cooking sweater? And is the red end of the fiction based on your characters?
One moment, hang on.
everybody else is water in the back.
Yeah, they got a bunch of them.
There's water back there. There's water back there. See the cups and then stuff there? Yeah, no, it isn't actually.
No, I'm pretty sure there was, I don't know how they got the blue out, but I'm pretty sure there was no turn.
There's still chunks in ours.
Yeah, a little minty, I noticed.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Careful, that's not water of
You got a
despair.
question?
There was a question that more.
Did you have a question? The oddest piece of merchandise, like toys or things that are fitted. When Bandplay first came out with all their toys, I think I had to go to Toys R Us and buy my toy up here. And I got mobbed. It was interesting, but that was the oddest thing for me was, they all came out and had the Red Ranger helmets on them, and okay. And then I bought this thing and I didn't realize until somebody told me that you could flip it down and I popped it.
There it is, right there. You got these giant bodies and these tiny little heads.
Hey, bring that up for a second.
I don't want to know who's looking at it.
We gotta see this one real quick.
Yeah, so I was a little freaked out when I saw that. And then I saw it one for somebody and sold it on eBay.
Yeah, built top head. Classic.
Fourth time, man.
Hey, wait, Steve, for years they put it on.
He can't remember if he doesn't have it.
Yeah, like for
I'm just an average 30-year-old high school student.
For mine, all I think they did was just change the name on the box. So it's still the same face. They just put Rocky on there instead of Jason. Still the same face though. Oh, look at it, you got them all.
Yeah, so, picture yourself here. You're looking at this thing and then up pops your face on a toy that is being sold in 120 countries around the globe. It's kind of a moment.
Actually, I think all they did with, it's the same one, that's me. No, I'm just kidding. Mine was a bit more Asian.
Thanks for the loaners on the toys. You got a minute, I'll pick that up from you, about $5. Is that cool? Why do you do that to me? This is why we don't let him out in public.
I'll tell you what, when those action figures first came out, we were using those things as voodoo dolls. Paul Schreier lighter flutes.
Everybody's doing voiceovers.
So you know the things I have done what I didn't want to at the hands of 12-year-olds. Yes, it was.
Question for Jason. Since you knew you were going to be making a show, did you have any say in how small was going to get written off? Not what you think about how you left the show.
No, I had no real say. And
Never had any real say.
yeah, never had any say. I think I should walk. I think we're going to be dragged across a floor of razor blades. So no, I had no say, and I thought it was pretty lame that I overslept. I overslept. That's how.
Is that how they got? I never. How did they?
Yeah, I overslept. Like Paulie and the professor are going off into space. They're like, I know I'm forgetting something, but at the end for me, I'm asleep. That's the end of me. The rest is silence. He's placed by a cricket monkey for 2 years. Okay? I'm talking about the writer.
It was his brother.
The monkey was my brother.
Better looking brother.
Dignified.
Would you guys come back to the show after that's
Would you come back to the show? Well, John.
It's probably already out, the picture. So yeah, I went back for a couple episodes, but now that I talk about it, I'll get in big trouble. I actually already got in big trouble, so.
I go back if they came up with an interesting story as a way to bring me back.
I said, hey, I feel my back.
And I'm like all of a sudden ready to rock and roll again.
I said, Preachy, can they kill me? Can they make Adam die? And he's like, no. I was like, alright, well, I guess I'll just see what you guys got. I'm gonna do that. So. They didn't kill me.
What? Yeah, I mean, I guess I'd come back. You know, the do it a couple times with my buddies. You know what I'm saying? So we were just discussing this a few minutes ago. We went to lunch. We're like, you know, people are gonna say, "Will you come back?" People are gonna say, "You're gonna come back." So yeah, we'll come back.
I was just actually talking with Koichi, who is pretty much the top dog now for the show, the executive producer, and which I didn't know, which doesn't surprise me. He's been on the show forever, and he's very good at what he does. And we were all trying to figure it out. And I was like, it films in New Zealand, one country I haven't seen yet, and yeah, I think I could dig it. It would have to be, you know, it would have to be a good script or a good series, or I don't know what it would be, but I could enjoy doing it for a little while and being back in the eyeballs of some cool people like y'all. I could dig it.
Actually, I did go back. I worked on a little bit for a few weeks on Ninja Storm. I went to New Zealand and helped them out for a bit, and it was great to be back, and it was really fun to you know, halfway across the world, and I'm dealing with new people, and we go out to the set, and there's Koichi doing the same thing that I saw him doing 10 years before when I last saw him on the set. So it was kind of new but familiar. It was nice. They had a great group out there.
The blonde guy right there is at hand forever.
I would love to be a bad guy. Yeah. As I did the second movie, I was kind of over Red Ranger thing at the time. And you know, good guy. I was getting bored. And I remember talking with Shuki, and I was like, hey, I'd really like to be a bad guy. What are the possibilities? And immediately he was like, no, there's no possibility of this. No, you cannot. No, this is not good. The time's lying. Blah blah blah. And then he wrote it in, and there was a script, and I got to be a bad guy for a little while. And so if they could find a way to write me in as, like myself, really confused, good 1 minute, bad the next, I could really dig a character like that. Something a little different. I don't know if I want to come back as Jason. Maybe Jason and his alter egos.
A lot of guys are wondering about this since 1994. Jason, what script. What was it like when you got bumped down when Tommy became the leader?
I don't think he read that script.
The question was, how did he feel when Tommy became the leader? He got
Oh yeah, I remember that. Actually, like, we didn't know that was gonna happen, right? Are they talking about when we came on?
Yeah, like right
Like the surprise Switzerland visit for you guys?
When Tommy was green or when he became the Red Ranger?
What? That's what I said. When he became the white one. Oh yeah. You didn't get that script, did you?
Yeah, that script wasn't sent across my desk. I missed the memo. Actually, I was really looking hard already at that time to leave the show, and I had made that very obvious. So I think Tommy was brought in anticipation of that. So, and it was a great choice, man. He had a huge following. He did a really good job, and you know, he carried on a great legacy. So it wasn't a bump me down or kick me out. I don't think. I mean, ouch. That's not the way we saw it. But he was good people, and I was ready to go. I had other things to do.
Having been in the room when the scripts were done, that wasn't the point. You're right. That it wasn't intended to throw you away. It's just the way the Japanese footage kind of had evolved, kind of led us that direction. So.
Although the Japanese footage is very odd, because I remember watching some before, and there's one episode where one of the monster was a giant faucet monster, and I was just watching the Japanese, you know, because I was like, I want to see what it's like in Japanese, you know, and then the Rangers are all fighting off this faucet monster, and then he's like blowing like water on them or whatever it is, and they're like, oh, and it cuts to him, it cuts back to the Rangers, and the next thing you know, the water's not like water, it's like yellow, you know, it cuts back to him, and he like unzipped his pants, he's like peeing on it. So it's a completely different show.
Now, weird things that happened on that show. I mean, Power Rangers being tied to stakes, and like the Green Ranger's parents in the Japanese footage were killed brutally.
By him, I think.
Yeah,
by him.
Killed by him.
And they didn't have the sensitivity issues.
Yeah. And somebody had asked about, I mean, the question kind of about playing a different character being a bad guy. With Power Rangers, we have that a lot. Someone, you know, Kat, I think, started off as a bad guy. Jason Ray's character, it's a popular thing to do with fans. When someone is the outsider and the bad guy, we love it when suddenly they're playing for our team, you know?
What do you got over there, Boston?
What was it like working on these twins?
What was it like doing Police Twins? Yeah. It was cool. Tony actually directed that one. It was an anime that I did. You can go check it out. It's very awkward about a guy who these two girls. He doesn't know he doesn't know his parents, right? And he has this picture of himself and a girl, which he assumes is his sister. And these two girls come up to his house, and they each say at different times they each say that they're his sister. And it's a very awkward, funny show of him like falling in love with him, and it's very wrong at the same time. And it's like, I can't love him. It's awkward. I'm bringing that up.
Is that show shot in the South?
And for fan service, the girls all have their conversations at the bathhouse. So that's
it's good fun.
Who's sure? Okay, we have a question. If somebody reads it, script, we read it.
Yeah.
Why not?
Oh, by the way,
You're so happy.
Exactly. So the huge rustle of papers comes up in the entire audience, like the sound of a mighty wave.
What happened to this guy back here? Actually, there was one here today. A guy with a little Japanese guy. I don't know where he went, but he's following Koichi around and helping Koichi with stuff. And I met him, and I
go talk to all the Japanese guys and Koichi and go, hey!
He's wearing all black. And it's very, he's a little guy. What's that? I have no idea. Shoot. think that would have been very cool. Could have been like really cool, like a whole new series kind of cool. I don't know. Like a Lord Zed Ranger. Who knows?
Another guess.
Do you guys read fan fiction about Power Rangers?
I did once.
I never was going on that one.
And then I was like, ooh.
I learned very quickly to stay off the internet.
I didn't know about fan fiction.
I learned things about myself that I didn't even know.
You guys make the Japanese boys look tame. What's wrong with you?
This might be a naive question, but in the original ones, all of you guys obviously were either generally martial artists or gymnasts. In recent years, it seems like you have some really attractive actors and actresses who I have a feeling are
You
not.
saying we're not attractive?
The point being that I don't get the impression that they have the similar skills that you guys had in the early ones. And is that correct? Is that not correct?
That is correct.
You guys clearly.
That's a Tony question.
Actually, I can answer
It
that.
is correct, though.
It is. First of all, it's two different companies casting the show. So now, before the original show was cast here in the United States, Usman Entertainment, a company called Katie Company. And we had a particular set of criteria that we laid out that every single person had to have dance, martial arts, or gymnastic skills in order to be in the show. When Disney took the show over after 99, I think is when they took the show over, they have a different set of priorities and a different set of problems. They shoot the show in New Zealand now, and so they don't have a 200 million person talent pool to pick from. They've got Australia, New Zealand, Canada, British Commonwealth actors. So their priorities are a little different, and Disney has a slightly different casting edge to it. I believe also that the show has at times come and gone and either been a little bit more emphasis on action, a little bit less. And I think how much martial arts depends on which direction the storyline is going to go this year. That's a really good question when you see Koichi, though.
Definitely.
He's the guy that's making the decision.
He's in charge of that stuff.
He's still, I know that he's been doing a lot of action stuff. Like they did a lot more explosions, I think. I think they have explosions every single episode. Like we didn't get that. That was like a special occasion, but he gets it all the time.
Here's a question for you guys. Were any of you guys at Universal Studios in 90? What year was that? 94. Who all was there? Raise your hand if you were there. What did you guys think? Because all I could see was 6,000 faces, and it looked like when all the cameras went off from my visor, it looked like Star Trek at warp speed. So, what was your impression of the shows? Go for it. What's that? Cool.
For those of you who don't know, Power Rangers' first public appearance was at Universal Studios in '94 to announce their association with DARE. And it went out in kind of a few publicity outlets. 50,000 people showed up. They had to close the Hollywood freeway and shut the park down at about 10 a.m. because they sold out. It was the biggest day Universal Studios has ever had to date. So
It was amazing, and I thought it was really scary. It was amazing and
it's
scary.
like Beatles stuff, you know?
It was crazy.
Yes.
How about the show they did on Radio City?
That's the Power Ranger live tour. That was not these guys. That was actually...
We were filming the movie at the time that they were having that live tour, so we had the guys in the suits doing the show while we were in Australia doing.
I actually wrote that show, but it was done by Universal MCA, but off of my script and Shuki's script. And there was about 4 of us that wrote on it.
Very bad.
I can recall that same day was the earthquake day. That was a crazy day. How did that affect?
94, right.
Yeah, that's
Well, Jonathan got mad that he couldn't shoot. I remember that.
that was that the same day?
I don't know if it was the same day.
It wasn't.
No.
Because we were filming in Culver City. I think it was closed.
Right.
How did it affect us?
Well, and that was the week we moved up to Valencia. We were
Yeah.
moving studios, and you remember the big
Yeah.
freeway collapse? Yeah, that was between us and the studio.
It was maybe 3-4 blocks.
Yeah.
It wasn't far from where we actually set up and filmed. And then,
Production shut down for about a week, if I recall.
yeah.
Because we couldn't get to the studio. It would take 3 hours to get from the northern Sacramento Valley to Valencia, which is normally about 10 minutes. for 3.5 hours.
Yeah, it was one of those things too where the day that it happened, you know, I got paid to come in and set, and I was, you know, willing to do that, but I wanted to call and check on my girlfriend at the time who lived in Burbank, and I called her and on her cell, thank God she had one, and found out that half of her apartment building had fallen off and was in the street, and so naturally that didn't good work. I wanted to check on her, and yeah, it was crazy. That day I think affected all of us. I remember my bed flipped over. I had swords on the wall, my katanas and back katanas. And let me tell you, in the dark, watching the flash of the swords coming off the wall was not a good feeling. I'm looking around
At that time.
yeah, I'm hopping around in my underwear in the dark going, please don't let it land anywhere. Needless to say, I am all still here.
More questions coming?
Go for it.
I'm sure everybody's wondering this, and my initial reaction was the same. During the Wild Force Forever Red episode, they actually contacted you? Steve?
Oh, you're asking me? Oh, okay. Yeah, you know what? That was just it was a miscommunication. I was living in Philadelphia at the time, and they called me. I don't know how they even found me, but they found me and they called me and they're like, "Hey, we're thinking about doing a reunion show." I was like, "Yeah, sure, okay. Well, just call me whenever you're ready." And then I had moved from that number, and they tried to get a hold of me again, and they couldn't, and I didn't know how to get a hold of them, so they couldn't wait for me anymore. And so that's the only reason. So it's my bad. You know, I was like, I was just a communication failure. That's the only reason. At least that's my understanding. Is that right, Tony?
I was off the show by then, so you're on your own.
Yeah. But yeah, no, that's what happened. They tried to get a hold of me and did not get a hold of me anymore. So I failed to communicate with them. That was the only reason I wasn't on the show.
This one's for Johnny. Do you know why you were picked to come back for the recent reunion?
Because I was the dumbest one. Because he's Asian. Asians stick together. Brotherhood. I don't know. I think that they certainly wanted someone from the older, like Mighty Morphin. And I don't know if they knew any other way. And obviously, Koichi and I, you know, we've done a few things together. And he can call me anytime because we talk all the time. So I think it's just that. You know, he said, "Hey, want to come back for a couple episodes or something like that?" And it's just that. I don't know any other reason other than that.
He's cute.
You're awesome!
I knew you were coming. I knew you were coming. I thought I'd go in. Which one? We were talking about that over lunch. I decided there should be a Skull Ranger.
Yeah, the Ghost Rider.
Well, here's the thing. These guys had to play the straight and narrow. So when the camera would stop rolling, they could be themselves. I, on the other hand,
What are you trying to say?
I'm just saying that's all. I'm not saying this. So I got to be, you know, the same idiot when the camera was rolling as when the camera was off. You know, so that was great. It was great to see these guys screwing around. See the camera rolling. Okay, so
That's funny because we all get talking. I was such a bad actor then. I sucked so bad. Back then. I'm a little better now.
He's continuing.
Oh, the
Yeah,
second
part.
Part 2.
Do any of us keep in contact with the original cast?
Absolutely. Walter Jones, Black Ranger, is probably one of my good buds. We've kept in contact. Actually, now that I'm back in LA, I can meet his little boy today or tomorrow. Honor Emmanuel Jones is his son's name, and I'm very excited. Hopefully he's going to be here tomorrow, I believe.
You guys know Dan Southworth? I worked on a couple films with him. I just bumped my elbow so bad. But he might be coming by tomorrow as well.
shirt with the plaid tag on. Yeah.
Old Rangers? Stick a real Rangers? Yes, a real Rangers? Let me get my real
Just put one constant on the house and see who survives.
I had a buddy of mine who told me that he wanted me to get on a reality show for the UFC fighting. I was toying around with the idea. That's why I like it.
Would you be announcing or fighting?
I'd be fighting.
And those are the guys who didn't stand a chance either. That's my opinion.
Show. Great idea!
I want you were bulk in there making funny.
I mean, it's not like we make it famous in 120 countries and 93 languages or anything. Is that our track record?
I have a quick question for Austin. How does it feel to know that in every poll done by the fans, Jason was going to go to his favorite Red Ranger? Yeah!
I was not aware of that. I'm a little shocked. This was my initial, I was surrounded by a lot of really cool rangers with a lot of talent, so, wow. I don't know what to say about that. That's awesome. And you know, that's because of you guys, you know, you make those decisions. That's awesome. Hey, you know what, thank you very much. You guys are rocking.
Thank you. Those who voted for me, thanks. I'm always in this guy's shadow, and even if I stand behind him, I'm still in the shadow. Too big, man.
I'm trying to on the flower, don't let me.
That guy right there.
I was going to ask Johnny a favor. Can I ask you to do that, shift the turbo hand move? I really like that.
I don't even remember it. I remember the ninja one. The ninja one was, well, first actually, Morphin was like we pulled it out of our butt. Like, it's Morphin time! You know, and the next thing we're like, whatever. And then eventually it got cooler and it was like, that was like a little later. That was good. And then there was the ninja one. I don't even remember any of those. Yeah, I didn't make that up. That was a ninja one. You remember that? No, not at all. Like, dude, you're an idiot. I just remember we did this. And
That was Zio, right? Yeah,
We have the Zio thing.
Zio had the key? Yeah. Zio had the key. Zio had the key.
Show it.
Didn't you guys have cell phones? I think they had cell phones at one point. It was like, oh, you know, somebody's getting ready to break out the phone, like, hold a minute.
Zio was the one where it got turbo key. That's turbo, yeah. Zio was the one where it looked like we're flipping people off.
Okay, those are, yeah. We're gonna watch those in the room later. Go ahead.
Thank you.
Are they going to make DVD release in the first couple of seasons? That's honestly a question for the Disney folks from Buena Vista, because they're the ones that have the rights to that. I can't imagine, you know, the way Disney does things is that they put things out for a while and they draw them back until they get a bit of a following and they do it again. And since there were originally videos on there was videotape, VHS, on the originals, I'm sure at some point they're going to come out with it again.
Yeah, I think we have
That's the way Disney does
collection.
things. So.
I love a DVD copy of your collection.
I don't know a single episode either. I haven't even seen most of the episodes I didn't either, too. I never watched them.
Well, I tell you what, though, if you want to see something on Sunday, I have a presentation that I'm supposed to be doing in the afternoon, and I'm going to show Power Rangers Lost episode, which is a special hosted by episode that's only on the air once. Yeah, it really did kind of come out of nowhere for me too. I think I got a call from Shuki. Was it Shuki? Yeah, Shuki rang up. You know, anytime my phone rang and somebody was looking at me, so it was usually Shuki. So, you know, he says, so Austin, we, you know, we're thinking about maybe doing this thing, and, you know, what do you think? Well, what thing, you know? Well, we have these maybe 20 episodes as Gold Ranger that maybe, you know, I don't know. What do you think? I was like, yeah, you know, I was a little confused. I thought, all right, well, let's talk. So we figured out the details. I read over the general premise, and they showed me the Japanese footage, what was going to be done, and I think I read a couple early writings or drafts of the first couple episodes, and I dug it. I thought it was a really cool concept, and I was like, yeah, you know what, it rocks. Let's make it happen. So that was kind of what happened, and it was a lot of fun. The fan base responded enormously to it, so I enjoyed it.
What was it like coming back on Power with Forever Red? What was it like on set?
Well, I've been gone for a long time at that point, and it was, you know, like I said, it was like a whole other life. It was great to. I didn't know there had been 10 Red Rangers since I left. So first, I had to say I was shocked. That, you know, I heard Red Ranger doing, and I was thinking, okay, myself, Steve, you know, there's Frank, and you know, maybe one or two other guys I missed, times two. I mean, it was great. It was really neat to meet a bunch of new guys, and we had a blast. You know, fights everywhere, and you know, they asked me, "Can you still do backflips and fight?" I was like, "Oh, yeah." So you know, Koichi and I said, "Oh, I had a lot of fun. It was really cool. It was a lot of nostalgia then and now, so it was fun." Little guy in the red shirt. Do you remember your choreography?
Is it my fight choreography? It's probably, I don't remember exactly what I did. I'm pretty sure the twisting was butterfly twist, which was at the time my specialty. I can still do it, but it's like everybody can do it now. But I do remember that episode though. The only thing I remember from that episode is the outtakes when I'm like boxing across the driveway and I slip and fall. How do you remember all this stuff, man? I got a line like a Venus flytrap. Wow. That makes no sense. Yeah.
Question is, what was our favorite episode? Okay, I got a couple. Mine is Day of the Dumpster because it was the first one. Yeah, and the other one was the ones going back in time, back to Connolly, the stuff we shot in Australia because that was
I remember that, dude.
fun.
Yeah. Yeah, back that was filmed at some. They had like this old Sydney town, right? So they had all these like British like soldiers that they obviously Britain was occupying Australia at the time as well. Prisoners, you know, the prisoners were being moved over there. And it's just like they're starting that settlement. That's what they had. They had the whole, you know, reliving of that. What are those called? Reenactment. Yeah, it was a reenactment thing. Yeah. So and that's what we were filming. That was really cool, actually, filming over there. We've only got 5 more minutes, so maybe a couple more questions.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah. This one's for Johnny. In the movie, how did you feel getting bumped onto a frog?
Actually, I don't know if you remember this, but it wasn't in the script. It was a thing that I threw by the director because like everybody's stuff was so cool, you know. And then it got to, you know, I can't remember, it's like, what were you again, wolf, right? Ape, like something strong, whatever it was. Everybody's stuff was really cool, and then frog was like frog, and it was just something that was like, that's not even frog, you know? I don't get it. What does the frog do? It's so cool. And then so I was like, hey, can I be bummed out about it, about being the frog? And he said, well, let's do it like the script first, and then we'll try it that way. And then we tried it, and it worked. Because, you know, it's just so stupid. I mean, really, a frog, you know? But then I begged Shuki. In the second movie, I begged Shuki because I thought it would be so perfect, but he totally didn't go for it. But like, everybody gets these cool cars. Little kid gets a monster truck, and Tommy has a race car, and everybody's got cool stuff. And I have a green minivan. So I wanted to be bummed about it, you know, and say something. And Jason Frank was like...
Now you've made it to the end of the video. It was a long video, so let me know down below in the comments what you thought about it. Did you think it was a great convention, or have you been to any of the other conventions? Let me know down below right here, and if you've liked this video, like, favourite and subscribe, and I shall see you guys later.